He's fresh from the stage in the Bord Gáis Energy Theatre. He's gone from Blue Coat to a regular on EastEnders, and he's about to bring prime-time drama to Dunmore East in County Waterford when Redwater hits our screens next month. He is a showbiz all-rounder. Will you please welcome Shane Richie? They love you.
Oh, lovely.
They love
It looks like half of my family are in. How are you, everybody? All right?
you.
Lovely to see
So
you.
you're just off the stage there, not dead
Literally,
enough.
I flew into Dublin on... What day is it today? Saturday?
Today's Saturday.
Today's Saturday,
yes.
yeah.
Your name is Shane Richie.
Yeah, thank
Tomorrow's
you.
Sunday.
Not to be confused with Lionel. I was because I've been filming Benidorm at the moment. So I flew in on Thursday, did 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. But I wasn't supposed to be here doing the show. But because I've got such affinity with Dublin and certainly Ireland, that I wanted to come and do 4 shows. And I fly back out to Benidorm on Monday.
Right. And you're starring alongside Laura Whitmore.
Laura, she gets to kiss me every performance. Seriously, yeah? Yeah, she wakes up every morning and pinches herself. How lucky she is. Yeah. No, she's wonderful. And the thing with Laura, I mean, most people know her from presenting on shows like Celebrity Jungle and Call Strictly. And this is her first venture into doing theatre. And I wasn't aware of it, like most people, that she'd trained as an actress here in Dublin. So when I first on stage, I was like surprised that she's got a wonderful presence and she's a beautiful girl, inside and outside. She's got a big heart, and we've become very close.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. All right, back off. I'm married. All right. Okay. Yeah.
How does your wife feel when has she been to the performance?
She doesn't know. No. She come to see it when we was in London. She said, but I mean, I've done many tours now, around the country, and of course when I was out here filming for 5 months, so she's used to me being away. I'm not sure I'm used to it though, but she is.
And you say you were here for 5 months, with your other on-screen
Jessie,
wife, Jessie, yeah. Redwater, very exciting. Just tell us the sort of the plot.
Yeah, those that have followed EastEnders over the years, myself and Jessie, of course, played Cat and Alfie. And 2 years ago, when we was in EastEnders, they said, listen, we've got this idea to take you out of the show. And we was a bit reluctant at first, because they said we were going to go to Spain. And then we met with Dominic Treadwell-Collins, who is, all his family are from Cork. And he said, listen, we're thinking about taking you to Spain and put Cat and Alfie in Spain. And we were really excited about it. We thought, yeah, 5 months in Spain, nothing wrong with that. And then we had a meeting in London with some of the big bosses. And they said, no, we're going to take you to Ireland. And we kind of couldn't see the connection. And of course, then, Cat, a character, then, she gave birth to twins when she was 13, 14. And then we find out, those that have followed EastEnders, that Zoe is one of a twin. And that the other one was taken to Ireland in this fictitious town called Redwater, which of course is Dunmore East. Yeah. And we pick up the story. The first episode goes out where Cat and Alfie arrive and they're trying to find her adopted son.
And Cat is overzealous and she thinks every second person might be her son. So
wow, it's interesting. Because myself and Jessie, they showed it to the world's press 2 weeks ago in London, and we watched it, and we looked so different to how people remember Cat and Alfie from EastEnders. And myself and Jessie, we sat down with the producers and said we made a conscious decision to say, let's change our look. I kind of put on a few pounds and I let my hair grow long, and I thought, okay, well, because in EastEnders we'd won the lottery and we were living in Spain, so I thought we're living the good life. Let's change the look that we had and so associated. Alfie with the flowery shirts, leather jackets, of course, Cat with the leopard skin. And we moved away from it. And it was really strange doing a show. And also interesting about Redwater, Ray, is we never mentioned, throughout all the episodes, there is no mention at all of Walford, Albert Square, the Queen Vic. There's only one scene, I think, that we do with Stanley Townsend, who runs the local pub in Redwater, and he says, oh, Alfie, do you know your way round a pub at all? And I just give him a little look and go, yeah, just a little bit. And that's the only reference we make to any history of Cat and Alfie.
So it's standalone?
Yeah, it really is so. And what else is it? I've compared it to Broadchurch meets The Wicker Man, which is a strange analogy, thank you. But you find out in the first episode something awful happens. And then throughout the whole of the rest of the series, you're saying to yourself, Cat and Alfie, you need to leave, because this dark secret is revealed in the very first step. Unlike Broadchurch, where you're waiting to find out who the murderer is at the end, this is that we know at the beginning something dark has happened. Thank you.
Starting in May, 6 hour long.
1 hours, yeah.
How did you find Dunmore East?
Oh,
don't say you went down the N25 and turned right.
No. I loved it. I'd never been there before. You know, when we were told we were filming all down the East Coast, we got there and we stayed at Faith Leg. There's a wonderful hotel there.
Yeah.
It was lovely. We stayed there. And, of course, there's a friend of mine, Niall, who runs Spinnakers, that overlooks the bay. And we had... listen, I know actors will come out and say, you know, they had a wonderful time, but really did. And I remember when we finished filming and I had to come back to London, I was really teary, even to the point that I'm looking at maybe buying a property out there.
Right.
Yeah, I absolutely, genuinely loved it. You know, not far from Waterford, you know, an hour
You're going to get unsolicited emails now from people.
Yeah, I know, but I genuinely loved it.
In the lower village or the upper village?
No,
would you like?
I'd like to be... There's a few properties for sale, which I'm aware of, which I'm going to keep to myself.
Right,
yeah,
right.
But I absolutely loved it, and the people were so... And it was interesting, with the first couple of weeks, you know, the locals would come out, myself and Jessie would sign autographs, pictures, and then they kind of left us alone. And any tourist that would come and say, no, come on, leave them alone now. You know, don't go near Cat and Alfie, they're fine, you know. And we become part of the community.
And when you were here as well, you got to meet our president.
Yes, I did. What a lovely bloke he is.
Yeah. He is. He is a lovely bloke.
He's a great bloke. Yeah, and that was... look at me there. Look. And,
he was very happy to be there.
Yeah, and he's a wonderful poet.
Yeah.
Wonderful poet. And he was telling us the history of this little council estate he lives on.
That's Oris and Uachtaráin.
Is that what it is? Yeah. I've lost him. I don't know what he's on about now. But no, it was a lovely day. And it was Fionnuala Flanagan who introduced us to him.
And she's in Redwater.
She's in Redwater, yeah.
And you received, you're sort of like nearly an honorary Irishman now. You received an award from the Irish Post.
I did, yeah, I did. I got a phone call. And it was Fionnuala sorted this one out as well.
Right.
A Legend Award, which was mad, by Michael Flatley, who I had a fight with 30 years ago, but he didn't remember.
Oh, what was the fight over?
No, I can't.
Go on.
No.
Was it because he was a boxer? I would imagine he won.
No, he wasn't the night I fought him. No. That's unfair. Yeah. It was back in Manchester, I think, in '96. We both had a couple of drinks. It got a bit out of hand. It was like girls with handbags, really. But, God, I look awful there. But anyway, no, I was presented by the Irish Post. You know, listen, people know my background. You know, I spent a long time as a child in Ireland, and both my parents, my mum's from Whitehall, my dad's from Coolock. And all my family are over here. You know, and I grew up, my dad used to run Irish clubs in London, so I was surrounded by the Irish culture for a long time. And of course, my real name is not Richie, it's Roach. It's a good Irish
Why
name.
Richie, though? Why Richie?
Well, when I started in the business when I was 14, 15 as an actor, and then I was out of work for a while, so I went to work, you know, on a holiday camp, and then I got sent over to Spain as a compere DJ stand-up when I was 17. This was 80, 81 or something. And they put on the poster, this Spanish man said, we're going to put them nice... this is a bad Spanish accent, by the way. But it was all lost in translation why my name got changed from Roach. And they put, please welcome on stage, funny man, Shane Richie.
Oh,
because they look at
yes,
Roachy, it was Roachy.
yes,
and they put on the poster, like Roachy, but they kind of like the O looked like an I, and I thought, Shane Richie, and I kind of like that, you know. And at the time, I just felt everybody needed a stage name. Yeah. Back then, you know, the artists that were working at the time. And I thought, no, Richie sounds a bit more starry.
You seem very happy and very busy. You're back to Benidorm when on Monday?
Yeah, I fly back sometime this week, and then I'm hoping to come back out here around about October, November with my band to do some gigs in Ireland. Yeah, so I'd love to come and play with my band.
Were you supposed to... Did I read somewhere that you were supposed to support Michael Jackson?
Do you want to know the story?
Yeah, I'd love to know the story.
This is absolutely true, right? This would be obviously before he died. I used to do a show called Don't... Yeah, I don't even know why I said that. I'm sorry.
He's tired. He's done 2 shows today.
I did a show called Don't Forget the Lyrics. Does anybody remember Don't Forget the Lyrics?
Yeah, great show.
And... and I was stuck in traffic one day, and a mate of mine who's a big breakfast DJ in the UK radio, I was bored, and I rang him up as a joke, and I said, oh, listen, you know they're trying to find a support act for Michael Jackson, these all nights at the O2. And I said, I think I've got the gig. Not knowing that he would go on radio to the whole of the UK and go, Shane Richie's been announced as the support act, which was absolute rubbish. But what had happened, it backfired. Wayne Brady, who's an American stand-up improv comic in America, he was hosting Don't Forget the Lyrics. Anyway, he knew the Jackson family, and he said, listen, if you want to do the show at the O2 and get Shane Richie, he hosts the equivalent show. And the idea was I was going to do a couple of hours before Michael comes on and get the audience out, sing Michael Jackson songs, win a few quid. So they phoned my management and said, would Shane be interested? I was like, yes, of course I would. And then that selfish bloke went and died.
How inconsiderate of him.
Who does he think he is?
Listen, for fans of EastEnders, will yourself and Jess be back, or...?
Well, at the moment, we've got no plans, Ray. You know, God willing, Redwater does well.
Okay.
And we'd love to just keep coming back. I mean, it's interesting when people, hopefully they will watch it, they'll see the very last episode where you kind of go, oh, really?
Right.
Oh,
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. Listen, thanks a million for coming in.
Thanks for inviting me, mate.
Shane Richie, ladies and gentlemen. Shane Richie.